heads our way from southern Mexico, a warning from Republican officials in border states. They say the ongoing migrant surge and the Biden administration's lax immigration policies are putting not just their states, but the entire nation at risk.
The Biden administration is not doing what they need to do to stop this. As a matter of fact, they're inviting it. This is going to affect the entire nation because as these people are moved around secretly overnight on planes and buses, they have COVID. Some of them have COVID. Some of them are drug runners. They are potentially criminals. They could be terrorists. We don't know. We just know that they're being moved all over the country, and we also know we aren't able to keep track of them.
Arizona Attorney General Mark Brnovich is in focus now. Thank you for being here. If you can, first, please make that connection for our viewers. How does what is happening at our southern border and those migrants coming over at the border, how does that put the entire nation at risk?
Sandra, thank you for having me on. And quite frankly, the cartels have seized operational control of our southern border. Make no mistake about it, as a result of the failure of the Biden administration's policies, we are seeing a record amount of people illegally cross our southern border. So when we talk about the 2 million people that are going to cross just this year, you're talking about a great fiscal impact. You're talking about a fiscal impact on our hospitals, our social net. But more importantly, the cartels have used this opportunity to dramatically increase the amount of drugs coming into the United States. So I as a prosecutor, a former gang prosecutor, we've seen the price of fentanyl fall. We know that the amount of counterfeit pills is dramatically increasing. So as a result of that, you're seeing more violence. You're seeing more violence in our cities, and we're seeing the price of drug falls, which means that you're going to see more people addicted. We're going to see more people die of overdose deaths. And shame on the Biden administration and the enablers and like Cartel Kelly here in Arizona that are allowing our kids, our sons, nieces, and nephews to die as a result of their political correctness and wanting to open our borders.
Meanwhile, AG Brnovich, more Americans than not oppose President Joe Biden's bid to grant amnesty to millions of illegal immigrants in the House-passed Build Back Better bill. A brand new survey found that 47% oppose amnesty, 36% support it. But it's a completely different story when broken down by party. 59% of Democrats favor amnesty, while 72% of Republicans oppose it. Considering what we just saw in most recent elections, do you believe that Democrats will look at this and think twice before they head into 2022, their policies on immigration?
Sandra, this isn't and should not be about politics. It's not a Republican versus Democrat or a right versus left issue. It's a fundamental issue of right versus wrong. And I know I'm a first-generation American. There's a reason why people want to come to the United States, and it's because the rule of law. We have a system in place that doesn't reward chaos, that doesn't reward people that are breaking the law and not following the rules. And the Biden administration and his left allies in the U.S. Congress have incentivized, decriminalized, and now are monetizing. And we know this with, the rewards they're going to give folks and the benefits, they're going to give people that have entered the country illegally. They have incentivized, monetized, and decriminalized it. And that's why me and some of my colleagues have been involved in suing the Biden administration, just trying to get them to follow the law, because there are all sorts of consequences. So put the politics aside. It's definitely bad politics, but it's bad politics, Sandra, because people are dying. Our cities are more dangerous. Our kids, our nieces, nephews, sons, daughters are dying as a result of the Biden administration's experiment. And it's just not fair to hardworking American taxpayers, whether it's on a safety level or whether it's on a cost level, and the costs that we're paying for this fiscally.
Especially most recently, when it hit the wires last week on those overdose deaths. I mean, that is an absolutely horrible problem in this country that we have to get a hold of. Real quickly, final thoughts. As we head into the Thanksgiving week, this problem continues. And you look at the message that you are getting from the other party. Do you believe that they will change course at all? Do you have hope?
Well, it's Thanksgiving, and I pray that they will. I pray that they recognize that this should not be a partisan issue. And when you look at what the cost of consumer goods, the attempt by the left to nationalize our elections and the impact it's having on hardworking middle-class people like myself, It's just unconscionable. And we just can't afford the failed Biden administration's policies. And so hopefully, for whatever reason, whether it's their own self-interest or their political interests, whatever it is, they recognize that they are destroying this country.
Because quite clearly, you've heard Republicans in this particular case warning this isn't just a border issue, this is a problem for the entire country. And you say it's not about politics. We've seen a lot of Democrats down at that border, heads of small towns, mayors of small towns that are dealing with this problem. They say we need to wake up. The rest of the country needs to see what's happening. Mark Brnovich, thank you for your time. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours.